extra time.
It's a bit noisy, Gary, just have to speak up. Rod, do you want to start?
Gary, do you regard that as an improved performance on the first night?
Yeah, I think it is improved slightly. Still obviously not a polished performance from us, but there were times in the game I think we were really behind the 8 ball, especially early on. They batted well, and I was thinking it could have been 350 plus there for a while, and a very good score. So I was pleased with the back end of our bowling performance there, and clearly at the end the work that Doug Bracewell did in putting the partnership together I thought was fantastic as well, and that's really promising signs as well. Shows how his batting's come on, which is great, but not a complete performance by any means.
But you're still being exposed to a certain extent in the same areas. The top order for a start off is not providing the foundation you want.
We haven't built partnerships across the whole top 6 or 7, and that was the strength of what we did so well against Sri Lanka, and it's what we haven't clicked and done here yet. And I guess as a batting unit, that's going to be our challenge going into the next 3 games, is to build those partnerships, and that's everyone. I mean, our guys have played enough cricket. They know that you can't rely on the lower order to win you those games. It's got to be the top order that score the majority of the runs, and we haven't done that in the 2 games as yet.
Are you experimenting in some areas? I think about the bowling, where some of the approach to the opposition batsman looked as though there was an element of experimentation about how best you could use the conditions. Is that a fact?
I think you're always looking at ways that you can find a slight a chink in the opposition's armour, and yeah, we're always doing that. We're trying to say there are ways against every batsman that we can put in our scouting plans for the future to say this is the way we believe is the best way to get out. And whilst there has been some different personnel that's played over the 2 games, yeah, I think I have faith in all of our squad there that they can do a job for us. We're still, I guess, in some ways, if you call it experimenting, trying to work out what our very best team is still, and that's an ongoing thing, and it will probably change slightly with the conditions that we have as well.
Just one final area of spin bowling and their use of the spinners has been very effective, in our inability to play them effectively has been exposed, do you think?
Well, as I said before, we haven't had the partnerships that we've wanted to, and it's not that we can't play spin bowling, we've just taken some options that haven't been the best options at times. Again, I have faith in our guys. I mean, we played the spin bowling very, very well against Sri Lanka, and they had a lot of spinners as well. So it's not like we can't, we just haven't done it effectively. But as you say, I mean, the 2 wrist spinners that they have here are very, very effective bowlers. Our challenge is to find a way to be better, but look, we were up where we wanted to be with a run rate point of view all night tonight. In terms of the targets and where we set ourselves, it was the wickets that hurt us. So we've just got to find a way to minimise that, especially in the top 30 overs.
Gary, Sam Kelly from One News here. What if their batting's been so disappointing?
Oh, the pressure that they put on you. I mean, they're a quality team. They've got strike bowlers right through, and we just haven't, I guess, got anything more than about 30 runs established. And sometimes that's cricket, and I guess you look on the other side, and I don't want to keep looking back, but Sri Lanka, we had 4 or 5 100-run partnerships, and we know as a team that if we can put something like that together, then we're going to have scores that I guess where we want to be at. Yeah.
Has the series made you question any plans for the World Cup?
Look, I mean, the World Cup is a little bit secondary still. I mean, we want to win this series first and foremost, but as I said earlier, we're just still working out what we think our best, I guess, the best 11 are, and how we balance the team with the right number of bowlers versus all-rounders versus batsmen, and it's something we're still working at. We're fortunate at the moment. We've got some quality players in New Zealand who are all, I guess, fighting for places, and yes, there's the big prize at the end of it, but to be perfectly honest, it's a secondary thing for me at the moment. It's still about working out in this series what we have to do to win 3 in a row now.
What do you make of Colin Munro's performance?
Oh, I thought he started really well. I mean, he was looking assured at the crease. I thought he took his time, and that's batting. He plays one shot that didn't go his way. I mean, if he turns around and switch hits it and goes for 4, then everyone claps and says great shot, and that's the fine margins you work in sometimes. Colin plays the switch hit, the reverse sweep, so My word for him won't be to take it out of his game. It'll just be more selective in when he plays it.
And just finally, first slip. Are you going to stew on that decision not to first slip on that first ball?
Well, I don't make those decisions. I mean, Kane talked to me earlier about it, and he said he was just about to perhaps put a second one in. I says, well, maybe that's the lesson in it for itself, is let's not think about it, let's just do it. And yeah, I want us to be aggressive. I want us to be prepared to have 2-3 slips if we feel as though it's right in those conditions. And yeah, I guess, yeah, it would have been nice to pick it up, but again, that's cricket.
So is it more of a juggling act for you at the moment, Derek, as you say, to find your best 11 rather than trying combinations of into the World Cup? Are you still just trying to find your best 11 to play India at the moment?
Look, no, a little bit of both, Ian. We've got some preconceived plans and what we're working to and what we're trying to work out, and that's part of the bigger picture as well. But we also have some things around medical stuff as well. Mitch Satner didn't play today, and that was simply not because Mitch Satner's not good enough. That was a medical decision that we've talked about, and he understands. But yeah, look, it's as I said before, we're still trying to work out what is that best 11 and what's that looks like. And we thought in these conditions today it was a really good 11. And maybe if we'd taken some catches earlier on and taken the wicket first ball, then things might have looked different.
What's Mitchell's situation? Is he just still recovering in terms of his...
Mitch had a serious knee operation, and I guess it takes anything from 9 to 12 months to get complete bone healing. And he's been playing cricket. I'm very confident that Mitch could get through just about everything at the moment, but I guess as a little bit of a precautionary measure, and on medical advice to us, it's just be careful in the way you ease him back in. And international cricket's a lift in intensity. He's been playing mainly Super Smash cricket, so bowling 4 overs, so it is a lift in where he's going to with 10, but I'm pretty sure you can expect Mitch to play the next game.
Last one, Kevin.
What are the positive aspects of this particular 2 games in terms of the World Cup preparation and what the series like?
Look, I think Ish Sodhi bowled beautifully today. I was really pleased with him. I thought Doug Bracewell's performance was good. At times, as I said earlier, the way we finished the game, probably between overs about 25 and 45 was really strong, and it's probably a lift in what I've seen even against Sri Lanka. I was really happy with that. But we've still got some areas we need to work on, and we'll keep working hard, and we'll talk about them around how we play. But we don't want to, I guess, lose the authenticity of our style of play and the way we want to play. We just know that if we can do things for longer against a very good Indian team, then we're going to give ourselves a better chance as well.
Any word on Kuldeep's bowling? Will be the key for India in the World Cup?
Yeah, has been in both games so far as well. I mean, he's obviously a clever bowler. Don't see the left arm leg spinner too often. Although in New Zealand here we do have 2 or 3, and so it's not completely foreign to us. But he's clever. He uses his googly very well, and yeah, I mean we have to find a way just to combat him. And I thought in the first game actually after 7 overs he was none for 30, and I thought we'd actually played him pretty well. And maybe we've just got to pull back the throttle a bit around our scoring and be happy with none for 45 if we can.
Hit the subscribe option and the bell icon to get all the exclusive sports videos on Extra Time.